Hey there guys, what's going on? It's Galeriot here, back on the 5-9 channel, and we are here today to react to the popularity polls over on Shonen Jump. Of course, they have set up this popularity poll for the Dragon Ball Super characters. Within the manga specifically, they said, oh, it's Dragon Ball Super manga popularity poll. And obviously, we're going to be reacting to it, seeing where you guys basically have put these guys and where you've put these guys on. Today with me, I have Trocho to react with me. I couldn't get Iggy, so had to go for the second best option. How are you doing, Trocho?
Second best, hate to see it. Anyways, Oracle Fish above my?
I mean,
Alrighty.
hey,
People voted are brain dead, bro.
Let's get right into it, shall we? Obviously, Choco's gone ahead, but we're going through the rest right now. We'll go step by step if we can for the top 10. Obviously, it's going to be a bit tricky with how the website is and, clicking up and down and how they've placed it. But, of course, we have 25th Oil, 24th Gas, 23 Elec, and 22 Maki. These are basically the new characters in the recent arc, so I'm not surprised that they're that low. 73 is up next, of course, part of the Moro arc. Of course, again, quite there. He pretty much
spoilers, bro.
He was just there. I won't say any more than that. Then we have Future Maya and Chaco in 19 and 20, which, like Choco said, Oracle Fish being above them is a bit iffy. I'm surprised Chaco didn't get voted higher, considering, his appearances in the manga and the anime. 18th Oracle Fish, of course. 17th Bulma. 16th Kabe. 15th Chi-Chi. 14th is Zamas. 13th is Android 18. 12th is Moro. And 11th is Granola. How do you feel about the rest so far? I mean, you've already mentioned, Oracle Fish being higher than Future Mai, but what are your thoughts otherwise, Chuck, on this one, on the rest?
Moro makes sense because he is like one of the more recent big bads. Aside from, I guess, whatever Granola is, whatever the big bad of this current arc, whatever.
It looks to be the case, yeah.
Whatever. Screw you, Chad. It's Dragon Ball. Who cares about Dragon Ball spoilers? First of all, yeah, having the two big bads definitely makes sense for being 11 and 12, but for the manga specifically, I would have thought Moro could have been top 8.
I was thinking,
from what I
agree with you in regards to, like, yeah, there is a chance he could be higher, but I think the ending of it with how they handled Moro towards the end kind of, put a bad taste in people's mouth. I'm surprised Granola I guess it's because it's too recent and we still haven't seen the whole thing. I'm surprised about Granola not being higher, especially with his past and, how, I wouldn't say intricate, how interesting it can be, and how much potential he has, but I guess that's what he has, it's just potential, right? So, I mean, it's the same thing. Moro had a lot of potential, and then look what happened with him. But yeah, Granola being 11th and obviously Moro being 12th, I'm not surprised about that. I personally prefer Granola so far compared to Moro. Android 18, I'm a bit surprised about, considering, the amount of, fans of her, shall I say. I'm surprised she's that low as well. Especially Chi-Chi over Bulma.
Chi-Chi,
yeah. Yeah, I'm both of them, but I'm surprised Chi-Chi's above Bulma as well. On top of that,
what the heck? How?
That's a huge shocker to me, considering Bulma's status in Dragon Ball as a whole, right? One of the most popular characters, arguably, and one of the most featured characters across the board. From OG Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, even Dragon Ball GT, and then
people
of course
haven't watched OG Dragon Ball, Gale.
That is true. That is very true as well. You could say that a lot of people haven't watched it, especially if this is obviously Super. A lot of more recent fans. So, I mean, you aren't wrong on that. Let's be honest. But let's get into the top 10. Enough about the top, the 11 to 25 places. They are irrelevant to us. We care about the top 10. Starting off with number 10. I'm scrolling up slowly. Yes, there we go. Kuririn or Krillin as 10. Not surprising.
Enough,
yeah, I'm not surprised he's in the top 10. I'm a bit surprised he's that low in the top 10 though. What do you think?
I don't know, because what does this include, like Gogeta and Vegeta?
No, I don't think it does. No.
Then I don't know, again, OG Dragon Ball is just a fan-made thing, so we can't really include it. Yeah, I mean, him being in top 10, he definitely deserves to be in the top 10. I don't really know where I'd place him, though. So 10, yeah, that's fine for Krillin.
The thing with me is I was expecting this list to be heavily biased because of people from Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, like you said. I mean, you said it was a fan-made thing, you're not wrong. And Dragon Ball GT even, and even maybe, the movies themselves. And I expected Krillin to be a bit higher because of that. But I guess not. I guess it's more recent fans voting on this, which is not bad at all. I hey, we get to see the views of everybody clearly with this poll. I say everybody, it's a very small focus group who even knew about it. I didn't know about it until like 2 days ago that this popularity poll was even on, to be honest. So Krillin, number 10. Ninth, let's see who's... That's a surprise.
Frieza.
That's surprisingly low, I think.
I thought he'd be top 5.
Agreed. I 100% agree with you. I thought he was top 5 easily. Because I genuinely thought that, Frieza, probably the most popular villain of all time in Dragon Ball specifically. I mean, in general as well, people know Frieza quite a lot. Not only that, but the fact that, again, most popular villain came back and obviously had a bit of an anti-hero arc in, the Tournament of Power. So definitely a surprise there. So, yeah, this is thrown a curveball as to what the top 8 will be. Any guesses in terms of the top 5 then, Trocho, before we get any further?
King Cold.
King Cold, yeah, yes, the person who's not even in Dragon Ball Super, yes, he'll be voted in for sure.
He's probably in a flashback.
I mean, yeah, there might have been. I assume, well, did we ever see the flashback with Trunks killing Frieza? I want to say there might have been, so he might have been there, so maybe.
I think we did in Goku Black Arc, so there we go. He's eligible, Gale.
He is eligible. Okay, there we go. Then he is eligible. 8 is Android 17. We see 7 as well. It'll be fine. But Android 17 and 8. Not surprising he's in the top 10. Not surprised he's not in the top 5 either.
A lot of burners.
Yeah, Dondre about to pull up the Drakes in chat and clap his ass away basically because
the hell did you just say?
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, no, I'm not surprised about Android 17 being in the top 10. Obviously, MVP of the anime in the Tournament of Power, and of course, manga-wise as well. Really good in the Moro arc as well. No, I'm not surprised about him being in the top 10. What about you?
He should have been at 7 for 17. Or 17 for 17. But that'd be too low, so...
Yeah, I was about to say, it's either he can be 1st or 7th by that, to be honest. But speaking of 7th, Whis and Beerus, let's talk about both. 6th and 7th, Beerus and Whis. Not surprised.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that's fine. I think that is fine. I think maybe a bit lower, potentially in the sense of, still in the top 10, but maybe 8th and 9th, I would have said, potentially.
A bit lower? I mean, they're like a constant presence for, like, from Z to Super at this point.
Very true, actually. Like, if you look at it, in every arc, they are present, like, no matter what, I think. Even in the Goku Black arc, they were present. Obviously, Universe 6, Res of F, Battle of Gods, of course.
I mean, they would have been, they would have been a little bit screwed if Whis wasn't part of the Goku Black arc at the very end.
True. Not only just that, obviously in Dragon Ball Super as well, holding off Broly for a bit. So I guess that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense that that these two guys are in the positions they are. I don't think that's completely wrong at all. I think that's fine by me. Coco, you also agree, I assume, with that, right?
Yeah, only, man, I want Beerus to get consistent power scaling one day. That'd be cool.
Yes, that would be very cool. I mean, I swear this man has been at 3% of his power for like 50 years now at this point. I swear, man.
I remember in Z when he was at 70.
Oh yeah, 70. In Battle of Gods, he was like, you might have used 70% of your power, my liege or my lord. And it's like
70% of 2%.
Yeah, that was basically what it was. Let's be honest at this point. Let's go to number 5. Number 5, Future Trunks.
I'm glad he's in top 5. I love Future Trunks. I just love Trunks as a whole.
I mean,
I just hate how Super's massacring his character, though.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, you're not wrong. Bro, Goten and Trunks aren't even in this list. I mean, I hope they're not in the top 5. I hope they're not 4th and 3rd, to be honest. But Future Trunks being 5th is good. I like Trunks as a character. It's just that the amount of L's he takes is just making me want to put him a lot lower than 5th, I'm not gonna lie. But I can see 5th as well. I think he's a great character. He had a bit of a resurgence, of course, with the Goku Black arc. Really good arc in general, arguably. Probably, again, I always say, I think it's probably the best arc we have in Super, quite frankly speaking. What about you, Choco?
The Future Trunks arc, huh?
The Goku Black arc, Future Trunks arc, same thing.
Well, yeah.
That whole period.
I don't know, man. Like, I would agree, and Goku Black is my favorite villain from Super so far, just because of his design and everything. And even after the Zamasu reveal, I still liked him because I thought Zamasu was cool. His motives made sense for a mad god type thing. I just didn't like the ending of it. How Merge Zamasu was incredibly weak.
Mm-hmm.
Like Goku Black, Rose could go toe to toe with the Blues, but then like armless Goku could beat up Merge Zamasu. I don't know. The
Yeah.
ending of the arc just felt not great.
Yeah.
And story wise, it also kind of fell off. And the whole like, oh, Zamasu's half immortal. No, he's not. You can't be half immortal. I don't know.
Half immortal.
It just the end of the arc really, I wouldn't say it killed it for me, but it definitely took it from probably my favorite arc and bumped it down a couple. And Tournament Power is probably still my favorite at this point because cool fighting. Who cares what story? Give me cool fights. Whereas Goku Black arc tried to give me cool story and cool fights, and then failed on both because Vegeta Blue was there for a minute.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that. I think the biggest issue for me with the Goku Black arc is it started off well, but I think the moment Goku Black got introduced as Zamas, it was kind of like, I'm not too sure about that one, because I just didn't like how it was portrayed and how it was going. And then after that, it just went downhill, downhill, downhill. Oh, Merge Zamasa came in even more downhill, and then Rage Trunks. Oh, great, good job. How did you manage to get the Spirit Sword? I don't know. How did you learn how to use the Spirit Bomb? I don't know either. But we move. Like you said, your favorite villain, Choco. Speak a bit about Goku Black, and do you think that's a fair position for him, or should he have been lower? Should he have been higher?
He's just really cool.
Okay, that's about it.
Story-wise aside, he's just cool. Rose is really cool. He sounds cool. He looks cool. I get it's just Goku. I don't care. It's edgy, cool Goku. 4, I'd say fair enough. I'm actually surprised he's that high. I would say swap him and like Frieza, but I mean, he just has like that cool edginess part to him where no complexity, just monkey. And that got him to number 4, I feel.
I mean, the one thing I will say, it's still it probably one of the most raw moments in Dragon Ball Super, and I'm saying this as a GT fan, this is probably one of my favorite moments, is when Goku Black was basically told Goku how he killed Chi-Chi and Goten right in front of his face, and I was like, nah, that was good. I like that. I like how you did that. That was good. That was very good how you did that. And overall, just in general as well, great character. But unfortunately, he was marred by number 14 really badly. And by 14, I mean the person in 14th place on this list right now. And unfortunately, he was just marred by that whole factor, I feel. But apart from that,
Wait, yeah, I just realized Zamasu and Goku Black are separate.
Yeah, they're separate in this
Why?
list. I don't know. I mean, I guess technically to me, I always felt like they acted a bit different, especially at the start. When you compare how Goku Black acted when he was, chasing Trunks and, destroying his timeline and everything versus what Zamasu was doing, I felt like they were kind of different a bit. But I know what you mean.
I don't know. It's weird. It's like you could make them separate. You could not. I would have just put Zamasu / Goku Black.
I agree. I completely agree with you. Gohan and Goku, number 2 and 3, which means we kind of know who's number 1 at this point. But Gohan 2 and 3.
King Cold.
King Cold, yeah. Number 1's King Cold. Goku and Gohan number 2 and 3 specifically, or respectively, I should say. Gohan, not surprised he's that high. I do believe a bit of bias is coming from Dragon Ball Z.
I'm actually surprised he's that
Yeah,
high.
I'm kind of surprised he's that high, but at the same time, I can see why people put him that high, just generally. I think Tournament of Power gave him a bit of a redemption arc, as well as what happened in the Moro arc, where, he was the first person, or he was one of the frontline defenders when Moro came to Earth. A bit high for him, I feel. Maybe he's deserving in the top 10, for sure. Maybe a bit higher, though. Maybe a bit too high. What do you think, Choco?
I don't know, because I think that a lot of people, like, I really do like Gohan's character even after he gave up training and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I still think that was fine with his character. I just didn't like how they almost ruined parts of his character. Like, when Frieza came to Earth and he couldn't do anything. Like, okay, I get it. You haven't been training for years, but that was still just dumb. How he lost all of his strength, essentially. He should have still been able to just destroy Frieza at that moment. Like, you're still Ultimate Gohan. Yeah, you didn't train, but there's no way you could have gotten that bad.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. So, I feel like they just took the whole Gohan didn't train, so now Gohan is incredibly weak way too far. And I didn't like that about Gohan. So, yeah, Tournament of Power definitely saved him from me. And hearing he does stuff in Moro, I actually kind of want to go read the Moro arc.
No, he does. It's
eventually.
good. It's good. He does a good job. I think I really liked it personally. I think it was well done overall with Gohan. Obviously, when you compare it to what Goku and Vegeta can do at this point, it's kind of hard to place Gohan that high in terms of like expecting him to do a lot. But I think the fact that he's at least featured and doing something, rather than being, a potential throwaway, I think that's good. Speaking of throwaways, Goku in number 2, thrown away from first place to second place instead. I kind of agree with this. Goku will be high in position. I think he should be fairly enough. But I also feel because of how his character is in Super, and I know people will say, "Oh, he's always been like this. Oh, he's always been like this." No, he hasn't been. Let's be honest, bro. I swear, man. People say, "Oh, he's always been like this." No, he hasn't. He hasn't always been like this. It's evidenced in like a lot of panels compared to Z, GT, OG. I mean, OG Dragon Ball less so, but Z and GT specifically. Goku is not like what he is in Super. Super, he's a lot more happy-go-lucky, more carefree, and I feel that's a detriment to his character. I know Goku generally should be, but I feel like they've kind of gone in the wrong. They made him a bit too much compared to what he was in Z and GT. What do you think, Choco?
Yeah, like he's always been happy-go-lucky, but he also knew when he had to get serious with stuff.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Is Super, he's pretty much always like that until he goes Ultra Instinct when mind shuts off, full monkey power, basically.
Yep.
So yeah, like I don't hate his character in Super.
No.
Because Super, I don't know, the anime for Super kind of doesn't feel like, I don't know, not spin-off territory, but it's definitely not like a true. I don't know. It is a true continuation of. Well, it's actually not a continuation of Z.
It's like before Z, technically, before the end of Z. Yes.
I don't know. Super just always felt like the stakes were. Well, I mean, the stakes are non-existent. Literally nothing in like Gale. You could swallow me on Granola. I don't know if Granola dies. If he's basically baby, he could kill Vegeta. None of that matters because we know the ending of Z. They have the tournament and then Goku and Vegeta, but when they die, they go off to some random planet and fight to the death. That's just how Dragon Ball ends. And then I believe if you want to include kind of canon, kind of not, with because Toriyama was involved with Dragon Ball Online. After that happens, Trunks is like, hey, I'm just gonna make the time patrol type thing, and that's where Dragon Ball Online is kind of canon. Like Mira and Toa, kind of canon.
Dragon Ball Online is basically the predecessor to Super Dragon Ball Heroes, and Super Dragon Ball Heroes kinda portrays Goku and Vegeta being effectively time patrollers in the end, or the GT versions of Goku and Vegeta as time patrollers, as well as Trunks, Goten, Gohan, so on and so forth. Pan.
Yeah, so it's like that's the end of Dragon Ball. So like Super always felt like, because I don't know, you could say, is Mira and Toa canon? Personally, I think so. Because even though they mess around with time, they don't actually have to mess around with time until it's their time to do it. Like it's weird to explain, but it's still like Toriyama was part of it, so whatever. I'll just take it as a thing that they could be a thing. So yeah, just the end of Dragon Ball is already planned out, so nothing in Super ever has any stakes whatsoever. Like an enemy could come to Earth, snap Krillin's neck, Goku gets angry, gets Super Saiyan 5. Cool.
Super Saiyan
doesn't
5.
really matter because we know Krillin's gonna come back.
Yep.
Goku's gonna win. Like it's just always been my problem with Super. I guess is nothing matters.
Yeah, no, I can agree with you. That's why I prefer. That's why I kind of also prefer GT, because of that's being one of the reasons. Of course, is like at least in GT we know that's done. This is post Z. This is like way down the line, but it also brings in the consequences of the sins of a father with baby. Then Super 17. I'm not going to talk about him. But then Shenron, obviously Omega.
Nobody can beat me when I'm Super 17.
That is true. But Sin Shenron / Omega Shenron, the fact that they've overused the Dragon Balls, which we know in Z they said don't use the Dragon Balls, you're relying too much on it, and then look what happens. Boom, the Shenron stuff. And I think that's great because that was a great way of doing it. And Super, like you said, it just doesn't feel that way because we know there's an end. We know what the end is, and that's a problem as well, arguably, with Super now, unless they decide to retcon it, which, yes, the writers have said they don't have any intentions to retcon it, but things change, plans change, who knows. But that's our number 2 with Goku. We didn't even end up talking too much about Goku, but this is the reason why he's number 2 compared to the number 1, Vegeta. Or how do you feel about this one, Choco? Vegeta at number 1. I think based on the most recent chapter, of course, having read I'm up to date with the manga, Trocho necessarily isn't. I will say.
Yeah, I read like the first 3 chapters of Morok and was like, wow, this is mid.
But no, having read the latest chapter, Vegeta's dialogue and his nature, I feel it's
His new form.
yeah, no, that all as well. But I think the biggest thing with Vegeta, my only issue and my only gripe with Vegeta in terms of his character is, I feel they kind of regressed a bit with Vegeta in the sense.
Yeah, no, they 100% did. Remember when you are number one, and then immediately Super starts and he's like,
Yeah.
You're a brat bitch, Kakarot. I'm stronger than you.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with Vegeta is that I feel like they could have done his character much better. I feel like even they could have kept his intention to go stronger consistent. I think that would have been fine. The biggest issue with Vegeta is, of course, like his thing of like, oh, I'm number one, Kakarot, and I'm number one. And it's like, you just literally said like a couple of months ago that he's not number one, or a couple of years ago that he is not, Goku is number one, not you. So that's my only issue with him. I feel like they could have kept that more consistent, or it kind of esque like GT's Vegeta, where it's like, oh, a bit more softer, but still has that, grunt and wish to still be strong, be an Earth's one of Earth's mightiest defenders, and go from there. But yeah, I
you were number one. Never meant like he was gonna stop and just he's like, okay, Goku's stronger, I'm done. It was always part of Vegeta, and I liked in GT how he was more friendly with Goku, like because he acknowledged Goku as like his almost like equal type. It's been a while since I've watched GT, since I was like probably like 14.
Yeah.
But I remember like he was more friendly with him than he was in Super. Like in Super, he still hates Goku as if it was like the Android saga.
Yeah, I agree. But overall, I think Vegeta deserves to be still number one. I think, and I assume you'll agree with me on here, Trocho. And that it's probably the most consistent. He's still probably one of the more consistent characters overall, except for that one niggling issue. And I think they've done a fantastic job with Vegeta as a whole. I feel outside of him still, doing the thumb thing and losing as well. But that's besides the point. At least it's like I said, it's consistent. At least they made that consistent. So yeah, overall, really, really, I think that this list is overall. I think this list is all right. I think there's a couple of things, maybe Frieza a bit higher, push Goku Black and a bit down, and obviously the ladies at the very bottom, which is a bit of a surprise, but still not really surprising. Yeah, I think that's all from my end. Final thoughts, Trocho, regarding the list, or how do you feel about it?
I wouldn't say it's a bad list. There's definitely some like things in here that are surprising, like Frieza and Krillin being. Well, actually, when I look at it, I don't know.
I think Krillin is fine
Gohan
being 10. I think Frieza is a bit of a surprise being so low down compared to like Goku Black, for example.
I mean, if it was like his, it's hard to tell how many people have maybe recency bias or something with
nostalgia,
it, because
even that as well. Who knows?
Well, because like Android 17, if this was just a Dragon Ball Z poll, he wouldn't even be on the list
100%.
Because he was a pretty not like a minor villain, but he was a minor. He was
saga. He was like the in between part. He was just like the middle of like the start and the end. He wasn't like a major factor.
Like 18 got all the shine. We didn't even know if he actually lived or not until I think it was like the Boost saga, right?
Spirit Bomb, the Super Spirit. Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we didn't actually get confirmation what happened to him until that arc. He was a non-factor as soon as he was absorbed, non-factor in the entire series until Super brought him back, which was cool. I really love 17 as a character, so this is definitely probably a lot of Super because he wasn't really a character.
I'd say Gohan, but
even in Z.
But then you look at Gohan, like if you're talking about Super, I wouldn't necessarily consider putting Gohan 3, maybe even with Super. I feel that there's nostalgia's coming in a bit for Z, I feel.
Yeah, because you have Z and Super for Gohan.
Exactly. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Maybe your top 10 characters from Dragon Ball Super only. No fusions as per here. If you want to add Goten and Trunks, feel free to, because clearly they're not here. So yeah, let us know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about this list? If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe for more. We might see if there's more, lists like this, popularity polls. Of course, I just knew this was coming out a couple of days ago. So yeah, we're here and we've done it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Trocho, for joining me, and we will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, everybody.